Any health-related information on the following show provides general information only. Content presented on any show by any host or guest should not be substituted for a doctor's advice. Always consult your physician before beginning any new diet, exercise, or treatment program.
Welcome to Accelerated Health with Sara Banta. I'm a busy wife, mom of 3, and an NAMP certified supplement professional, but that's not all. I'm also the founder of the multi-award-winning Accelerated Health Products, a brand offering innovative, natural, scalar-enhanced supplements to optimize your health. And this podcast is not just a source of information. We're a community. We're all here to learn and grow on our health journeys, regardless of where you are today. And this podcast is the springboard to learning and the free group coaching on Telegrams where we learn together. You can ask your questions. I post tips and tools to deepen your health and keep you motivated in moving forward on this journey. So here's what you can expect. New episodes every Monday and Wednesday with in-depth health discussions and expert guests. Hot topic issues that are in the news every Friday to keep things fun. And then, of course, followed with the free group coaching on Telegram, where you can join me in learning every single day. You can find the details at SaraBanta.com. Have you thought about detoxing, but you're a little afraid, you don't want to be hangry, and you don't know where to start? Well, I've created over 10 unique, easy detox cleanses to help you get started, and there are no detox symptoms. You can start with just the simple get you pooping, get the toxins out with the colon cleanse. You've got the parasite cleanse, the candida cleanse, which so many more people are suffering from those issues, and the liver cleanse. We're going to talk about that a little bit today. And then the accelerated diet cleanse, the big one that resets your body, helps you get off those plateaus, the chronic disease plateaus, the weight plateaus, the hormone plateaus, gives you a full reset. So take my detox quiz at SaraBanta.com to find out which one's right for you. And maybe you're not ready for a detox. Maybe you just want to start with 1 to 3 supplements. Well, fill out my free supplement protocol on the website, and I personally will put together a protocol just for you. So just by taking a few steps forward, you will change your life. And the difference is I'm here at every step of your journey. So today we're talking about the link between brain health and sleep. And I always say that throw the supplements out, the diet out, the exercise out, all that you're doing. If you are not sleeping, you are not going to get results. But you need some of those other things to maybe get yourself to sleep. And we all know that good sleep makes you feel sharper, happier, more energized. But sleep is more than just about rest. Over the years, research has shown a fascinating link between sleep and brain health, revealing just how essential it is. And we can't get away with 5 or 6 hours, guys. I don't care if you're a multi-million-dollar CEO of a Fortune 500 company. We all need 7 to 8 hours of sleep. And you got the sleep bank. And if you are stealing from that sleep bank, you're not going to get those hours back just by being, just by willpower and driving through it. It is going to catch up to you. And if it's not going to catch up to you today, it will in the long term. It's interesting because some of the most successful men that I know of my parents' age, they're now 80, have all the money in the world. They've worked thousands of hours. They're super smart. Top businessmen. They are all now with dementia and Alzheimer's. And my guess is it's stress and a lack of sleep. So why is it so important? It is that time off for our body. It's just like when you work out, how they say you don't gain the muscle during the workout. You gain the muscle when you're taking the time off and you're building the muscles back up, and the fibers have broken down during the workout, and now you're building that back up, right? Well, this is the time where there's memory consolidation, toxin removal from the brain, from the body, emotional processing. Without that sleep, this all falls apart. So one of the major things that happens during sleep is memory consolidation, a process where the brain organizes and stores the information that you've gathered throughout the day. Have you ever felt like, oh my God, my brain, I just can't settle it down at night. I just went through so much today. But then the next morning, it's like, okay, everything's settled. I can think through things clearly because your brain did all of that restoration, gathered the information, consolidated it, got rid of what it didn't needed, all of those things. And during the deeper stages of sleep, especially during REM, memories are processed and stored, making it easier for us to recall them better. Studies show that without enough sleep, our ability to form new memories and retain information goes down. Imagine that. This is particularly important for learning new skills, retaining that complex information. For example, students who slept well after studying are more likely to retain what they learned, while those who pull the full-nighters or all-nighters may struggle to remember much at all. I never was an all-nighter person, not because I knew this information, just because I was too scared to do it, and I knew that I had to sleep. It's a powerful reminder that sleep isn't just crucial to the learning as studying is, right? So there's both. Another incredible process that happens while we sleep is that brain detoxification. And I talk about the fact that we are bombarded by all these toxins in the air, the fluoride in the water, the toxins in our food, the heavy metals, the plastics, the microplastics, the forever chemicals, everything that we're taking in, our body has to process, and that includes the brain. And our brains have a unique waste clearance system called the glymphatic system, which is the lymphatic system for the brain, and it works mainly during sleep. This system removes toxins, waste products that build up in the brain during the day. And among these are those beta amyloids, the protein that are linked to Alzheimer's disease when it accumulates. Yes, that's the same amyloids that I talk about that are found in chicken and poultry and pork and your conventionally raised beef. That's why we want to get those foods out and focus on the wild animal protein. So research has shown that poor sleep can lead to a reduced clearance of these toxins, which over time contributes to the development of the neurological diseases like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. So you got to sleep. Okay, so how does sleep affect your mood? I mean, you don't need a study to tell you that you're in a bad mood when you don't sleep, right? It's just black and white. Well, there are studies that prove it too. Sleep and mental health are closely intertwined, and sleep and emotional resilience. When you have a good night's sleep, you can regulate your emotions better. How many times do you wake up unrested and you want to bite your children's head off because they did something little wrong? It's not their fault. It's just because you don't have that resilience to deal with stressors. And remember, we're going to have the stressors, but how do we perceive the stressors? How do we focus and filter the stressors through us is how it's going to affect our health, our overall health, our thyroid health, our metabolism, our resilience. Well, sleep is a big part of that. Sleep deprivation makes us more sensitive to the negative emotions, less able to cope with that stress. And this is why chronic sleep deprivation is linked to an increased risk of mental health issues, including anxiety and depression. I heard a study that talked about how so many children have anxiety and depression now. And they were saying, oh, well, it's the processed foods. Yes, it is the processed foods. But then the question was, well, is your child gaming at night? Well, yeah, of course he is. Well, what time is he going to bed? I don't know, maybe midnight or 2 o'clock. He's being stimulated with that game until 2 in the morning. It's not the gaming per se that is doing the damage. It's the lack of sleep because he still's got to get up at the same time to go to school, right? And we're intertwined with social media and the technologies that are overacting our brain in general, and then making it very hard to calm down the brain to actually fall asleep. That's why I say get off technology at least 2 hours before bedtime, at least. But when you talk about a child who's gaming until 2 in the morning, of course they're going to have anxiety and depression and not be able to think in school and have ADHD. And then you put them on medication that's going to cause leaky gut and wreak havoc on the whole system. And then, right? So let's just focus on the sleep. So REM. REM sleep is where you do that emotional processing. It's rapid eye movement sleep, that dream rich phase. It plays a particularly important role in that emotional processing, and the brain replays emotional experiences, helping us process them in a safe, offline environment. Allows us to wake up feeling more emotionally balanced, like we've dealt with the issue. And when we don't get that REM sleep, our brain may not fully process those negative experiences, which can lead to irritability, heightened stress. You don't know what to do with those emotions. And that chronic sleep deprivation doesn't give us that REM. And that has been linked to more severe mental health problems, including post-traumatic stress disorder and bipolar disorder. So what happens when we don't get enough? It affects the brain in so many ways, okay? You've got impaired cognitive function. It's harder to focus, process information, make your decisions. This is because sleep deprivation affects the prefrontal cortex, the area in the brain responsible for the higher order functioning, like reasoning, problem solving, impulse control. Maybe you've noticed that you're more impulsive when you don't sleep. Lack of sleep makes us more prone to poor judgment. And this is where we often are more likely to reach for junk food, snap at your loved ones, or make mistakes after a sleepless night. And then you also have that risk of neurodegenerative diseases. Those studies have shown that chronic sleep deprivation increased the risk of Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and even multiple sclerosis. This is likely due to the brain's reduced ability to clear out those harmful proteins and waste products when we don't get enough sleep. And over time, the accumulation of the waste in the brain can lead to cognitive decline, just like the waste in our livers cause estrogen dominance and excess weight gain and more pain and inflammation and all those things. It's literally inflammation of the brain. And so this is the science behind the brain cycle. We've got stage 1. It is the lightest stage of sleep, lasting just a few minutes as we transition from that wakefulness into sleep. And here the brainwaves start to slow down and muscle activity decreases. This is also a time where I say, okay, let's imagine what we want our day to be like tomorrow. This is a state where you can actually change your thoughts. And it's also the stage when you come out of sleep in the morning where you go, okay, let me imagine how I want to manifest my day, because 97% of your thoughts every day are the same as yesterday. So this is the time where you can really change those thoughts, change your attitude, and change your focus for the day. Stage 2, this is where we enter a slightly deeper sleep. Our body temperature drops, our heart rate slows. It is where we spend most of the time. It's essential for memory consolidation and the preparation for the deeper sleep stages. And then stage 3, slow wave sleep, this deep sleep stage is essential for physical restoration and immune system health. Have you ever noticed that maybe it's during finals week, if you were a student, or you've got a big stressful week, you're not getting sick, but then that next week when your stress comes down and you haven't slept the week before, but then that's when you get sick because your immune system is low. Slow wave sleep is when the lymphatic system is most active, clearing those toxins from the brain. And then REM sleep. So finally, we enter the REM sleep, that stage associated with the vivid dreams. If you ever wake up in the middle of REM, you'll remember your dream. It's critical for emotional regulation, learning, creativity. I always laugh when I wake up as a 49-year-old and a parent of an 18, 20, and 22-year-old, and I had this dream that I was pregnant. Like, oh my gosh, what was I supposed to have 4 kids? Why am I having this dream? But it's during that REM cycle. The brain consolidates the memories, process emotions, and facilitates the problem solving. So what are the causes? Why aren't you sleeping? Because all of this doesn't mean anything if you can't do anything about it, or if we can't get to that sleep. Okay, Sarah, I understand I need sleep, but I just can't sleep. So what are the causes? We want to tick the boxes on these and make sure that we're doing all the right things, and then dive deeper. Number 1, it's stress. So stress is a huge sleep disruptor, and stress levels are higher than ever before because we're isolated, we have financial issues, health concerns. More people than ever are sick. over half the population has fatty liver disease. When your liver's not working, you really aren't going to sleep. We'll get into that in a little bit. But if your liver's not working, you're full of toxins, which is causing inflammation, joint pain, immune issues, brain issues, all the issues, right? So that can also add on an additional stress. And this elevated cortisol from the stress leads to a spike in blood sugar, which then crashes in the middle of the night and wakes you up. We want steady blood sugar in the middle of the night. Otherwise, we are going to wake up. We sometimes eat a ton of carbs or junk food right before bed to temporarily make us feel safe and comfortable. It puts us to sleep. We have this spike in blood sugar and then it crashes and then we wake up and we wonder why. Addictive behaviors, such as spending too much time on social media, can lower dopamine, increasing depression and perceived stress. So there's that balance, the teeter-totter of dopamine, where you want to be even with your pain and pleasure. So if you have a little too much pleasure, you're going to have equal amount of pain to get you back to equilibrium. That pleasure from the chocolate brownies or the pleasure from the social media or the pleasure from the gambling or the porn or the cocaine or the alcohol, whatever it is, there needs to be an equal amount of pain to create that equilibrium. And when we use these substances or behaviors, this will lower our baseline of dopamine. So we just need that behavior to get back up to our regular baseline. And this creates a vicious cycle where stress impacts sleep, and then the lack of sleep increases stress. So breaking the cycle means addressing the stress through relaxation techniques, yoga, meditation, naps, just reading a book, writing in a journal, all of those things, taking your dog for a walk. That's my favorite. It's super easy. You only need 10 minutes. You don't need to go for 10,000 steps. Just do 10 minutes and your cortisol will come down, especially before or after dinner later in the day. That will help the cortisol come down when it's naturally supposed to come down. Then you've got the stimulants, caffeine, tea, even chocolate are stimulants that affect people. I'm laughing because I ordered this new tea to try, and it tasted amazing. And I'm looking at the package. It doesn't say caffeine free, or it doesn't say contain caffeine. And I thought, oh, well, this doesn't contain caffeine. So this is great. I had 3 bags of it before at around 4 in the afternoon. And I was wondering why I couldn't sleep that night. Well, it was caffeine. Now I normally have a cup of coffee in the morning, totally fine. And I deal with that and I process it and I'm able to sleep at night. But consuming caffeine later in the day can raise those cortisol levels, making it harder to unwind. So try to cut back on your caffeine, making sure that you have it before noon, or give your body plenty of time to metabolize it. Everybody has a genetic disposition to metabolize caffeine differently and at different speeds. Some people cannot have even the equivalent of a fourth of a cup of coffee at any time of day. And some people can drink 3 Diet Cokes right before bed and totally sleep like a baby. So everybody's different. Overtraining. Exercise is great. It's great for sleep, but overtraining or working out too close to bedtime can have the opposite effect. So signs of overtraining might be that you're feeling your pulse racing as you lay down to sleep. Try incorporating those light evening walks instead, calming down the nervous system, stabilizing the blood sugar, and sinking in with your natural circadian rhythm. Do your HIIT training or your weightlifting earlier in the day. I love doing it in the morning. It gets me that energized start to the day, the focus. It's the time where I literally organize my thoughts for how I want my day to go. And when you get it done early in the day, no one can mess it up. No meeting from work that just jumps out at you, or a child issue, or something out of the blue comes up and then you can't do your workout later in the day. When you get it done in the morning, no one can take it away from you. That is why that morning time is so precious to me. I know that I am going to be doing my workout in the morning. Now, it could be a HIIT training, it could be hot yoga strength training, it could be weightlifting, or if I'm tired, it's a walk. But it's something for me during that day. And it also helps set your natural circadian rhythm in the early part of the day. So I know that's not accessible for everybody due to your schedules, but ideally, I believe that is a great way to get your day started. Exposure to Wi-Fi and technology. And this is something that we did not deal with 20 years ago, right? We just didn't have it. We had TVs and flip phones. We were not exposed to what we are exposed to today. And the blue light emitted from these disrupt the melatonin production, the sleep hormone. And these EMFs can also impact your sleep. Your brain tunes into these frequencies, which isn't exactly a calming effect. So these frequencies are at a rate, and your brain is trying to be at its rate, but then it tries to match the rate of the EMFs, and then it gets scrambled, and you wonder why you have brain fog, you have blurred vision, and you can't think straight, let alone go to sleep. So it's really important. Don't have your cell phone next to your bed. Please get a real alarm clock. Don't use that as an excuse. Get your phone in your bathroom or in another room. It will be there when you wake up. I promise. The text messages are not going to go away. I promise. The notifications will all be there. You will see them. And no one expects you to be answering in the middle of the night. They shouldn't, or they're not your friends. Okay, next, low potassium. Potassium levels can be another reason for not going to sleep. It has a calming effect on the nervous system, helps regulate your pulse. Refined carbs, the processed foods, they drain. They don't just not have potassium in them, they steal potassium from you. So increasing the potassium-rich foods can help, right? Or supplements, because sometimes some of the foods that are high in potassium, like bananas and avocados, are actually high histamine that cause inflammation in the brain and the body, and that's a whole nother subject. So potassium helps lower blood pressure, reduces nighttime cramps. So if you're having muscle cramps in your calves, that's a sign that you're low in potassium. Eating carbs too close to bedtime. So like I mentioned, a lot of people love to eat the carbs at night because it makes them feel safe and comfortable, but it causes that blood sugar spike followed by a crash, and this cycle wakes you up and your body releases cortisol to stabilize the blood sugar, leading to that disrupted sleep. So try having a low carb protein rich snack if you need something before bed. I love, you can do a beef stick or grass fed or venison stick with maybe a piece of fruit that has the fiber in it. Stay away from the processed foods, whatever you do. And avoid eating at least 3 hours before bed if you can. I know that's difficult. There's also been studies about eating after dark. And so that means that in the summertime, you might be able to get away with eating a little later than you do in the wintertime. And I've actually done studies because we have a difference of opinion in this household, I should say, where I want to eat earlier and other people in my family want to eat a little later. Well, my Oura Ring, literally the days that we eat, even 45 minutes later, will say, did you eat a little too close to bedtime last night? Because my HRV is down, my resting heart rate is too high, and my sleep is disrupted. It's that clear. This Oura Ring is a great way to track your sleep. You can use any device, any wearable device, and to really track that sleep. I don't necessarily use this for my exercise and all of that stuff. It's mainly for my sleep because that sleep is the cornerstone of your health. Light. So our bodies are wired to sleep in darkness. Even that small amount of light can signal to the brain to suppress melatonin, which disrupts the sleep. So when you go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, try to have a night light. Try not to flip on the whole bright lights in the bathroom when you go to the bathroom. That makes a difference. Aim for a pitch black room, blackout curtains, an eye mask. I wear an eye mask every night. It's not just the darkness that has helped my sleep. It's this safety, this feeling that I'm protected, even though that's ridiculous. It is, and it gives me that sense of, okay, now you can fall asleep. Bloating. There's nothing worse than trying to fall asleep when you feel bloated. Digestive discomfort is common. Most people have leaky gut, and that can stem from the processed foods. One meal of processed foods can cause leaky gut. Food intolerances. You could have food intolerances today that you didn't have a year ago. And that's due to the spike protein, the environmental toxins, all of these things that are affecting our gut more than they've ever been affected before. And the eating earlier dinner with digestion, better digestion, and using digestive enzymes can help. Making sure you're going to the bathroom regularly so you're not feeling constipated and bloated at night. Like I said, there's nothing worse. Avoid the carbonated drinks. Consider that gentle walk after dinner, just 10 minutes. You can get on a vibration machine. You can do a trampoline for a few minutes after dinner. That will help. Your bladder. So you're waking up to use the bathroom frequently, and this might be a sign of insulin resistance, or you just drank way too much right before bed. And when blood sugar isn't managed well, it leads to that excessive thirst and more frequent urination, which disrupts the sleep. So you want to check what your A1C is and your blood sugar on your blood test, and really the insulin, your insulin levels, your fasting insulin levels. That is really important, and most doctors don't test that. So make sure you ask for it. So here we are. We know we need to sleep. We know we need to go for that walk and get rid of the Wi-Fi and the carbs at night. But what else can we do? Sara, I'm still not sleeping. I fall asleep fine. I wake up at 2. I wake up at 4. What's going on? I'm hardly getting any deep sleep. So we want to focus on our brain and our sleep. So some of these supplements are brain related, and some are sleep related, and some are both, because if you don't sleep, you don't have good brain health. I'm going to go through quite a few supplements. So when I do you need all of them? No, but I want you to listen for the ones that go, oh, that's me. So accelerated cognoblast. This is the best nootropic brain supplement ever created. It's a unique brain boosting supplement that combines ancient Ayurvedic herbs, the advanced nootropics, and scalar frequencies to give your brain not just that quick fuel for doing a podcast or going to work or banging out something before a deadline, but it's also something that's going to help your anxiety and depression, and then for future prevention of Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and dementia. It helps calm that anxiety, improves memory, motivation, circulation, even lowers inflammation. So it's more than just that cognitive enhancer. It supports your whole body health. And also, if you're less stressed during the day, do you think that's going to help your sleep? Absolutely. It also targets liver, kidneys, lung function. So it's an overall body formula. It has magnesium BHB, which is beta hydroxybutyrate, ketones that give your brain that clean fuel, right? And it has something called centrophenoxin, known to boost memory, protect against cognitive decline. It has herbs like ginkgo biloba and bacopa that support focus and memory or mental alertness. And then ashwagandha and American ginseng help your body manage stress and sleep. And then, of course, we enhance it with scalar frequencies, like all of the accelerated health products, to support healthy brain tissue, encourage long-term brain health, and there's nothing harsh, no side effects, nothing like what you would get in a prescription drug. Next is accelerating iodine. So this is so important for your brain health and sleep. It's important for overall health, your thyroid health, and your thyroid is the master endocrine gland that is controlling your adrenals and your stress and your cortisol. If you've been feeling foggy, sluggish, or just off, iodine deficiency is probably the issue. It is the number one cause of mitochondrial failure, and we're only as healthy as our mitochondria, and it is the number one cause of depression. So this formula not only tackles the brain fog and boosts clarity, but it detoxifies the brain from the heavy toxins like fluoride, helping you feel more mentally sharp and connected. And like I said, it helps with that metabolism and thyroid health, and that's going to affect your brain and your body. So it's all tightly closely tied to the mood and energy and sleep. When your thyroid's not working, brain fog, sleep, depression, all of those things come into play. So on top of supporting your brain, it provides antimicrobial benefits. It clears out the harmful pathogens, the viruses, bacteria, fungi. All of those could be weighing you down. And guess what wakes you up in the middle of the night? Parasites, the bugs, those little critters like to sleep when you're awake and awake when you're asleep. So if your skin is itching in the middle of the night, if you feel just anxious or like you literally are crawling out of your skin, those are parasites. And iodine helps go after the parasites. And did you know the parasites eat up your serotonin in your gut, which affects your mood and your depression? So this is also really important. Accelerated iodine boosts your ATP inside your cell, inside your mitochondria. And that ATP is going to help with your immune system, your energy during the day, your ability to deal with stress, your thyroid health, your fat burning, protein assimilation, muscle building, all of those things, and your brain. You need that ATP in your brain as well. So it is enhanced with scalar frequencies as well to enhance the detoxifications of the cells. Accelerated methylene blue. This is a supplement that I have been told has gotten a lot of people off of their antidepressants, anti-anxiety drugs. It is powerful for your brain. It acts as a potent antioxidant, tackles that oxidative stress, which is a key player in aging and brain health issues. It has neuroprotective properties, showing promise in helping with conditions like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's by optimizing cellular oxygen and reducing the brain cell damage. It enhances your cell's mitochondria. Remember, we're only as healthy as our mitochondria. And it also boosts that ATP. And not only that, it is antimicrobial. So it is killing off those viruses, bacteria, fungus, even the UTI system. It goes through the renal pathway. So if you suffer from UTI or bladder infections on an ongoing basis, this is something for you as well. It improves blood flow by increasing that nitric oxide to your brain and your body, which relaxes blood vessels, enhancing oxygen delivery to the brain and helping with brain injury recovery by reducing that inflammation. There's nothing methylene blue doesn't do, and it is a hot topic now for a reason. So accelerated methylene blue is not like any other. It uses John Ellis distilled water, which is known for its high hydrogen bond angle, and it kills pathogens, just the water away from the methylene blue. And then we enhance it with a grander water system, and that water has improved internal structure, improved life force, so more energy with that water. And so it also has a natural beneficial aspect to it for all living systems, including us. Accelerated C60. So carbon 60 is also a very popular supplement for so many reasons, and there are many out there, but it is increasingly recognized for its potential in enhancing sleep. Within the first 3 days of taking it, that is what I noticed. I noticed my immune system got better, my hair stopped turning gray, but I really noticed my sleep. And it's known for its antioxidant properties. It is 172 times more powerful than vitamin C. It reduces cellular stress and inflammation, which both negatively impact sleep. So you're supporting your cellular repair and reducing the oxidative stress. You have a calmer, more balanced state, making it easier to fall asleep. And it helps with that consistency. Okay, accelerated C60 is the ESS60 formula. This is the only C60 formula that has been tested on humans. There is a lot of C60 out there that doesn't even contain C60 or is toxic. So make sure you know where you're getting your supplements from, right? We've talked about that a lot. Next is your liver. So I mentioned your liver is where you metabolize your protein and your fats and your sugars and all of your toxins. If it's backed up and nothing can get through, it's going to wake you up in the middle of the night. If you're waking up between 2 and 4 in the morning, that is your liver. And accelerated liver care, I'm so excited about this supplement because I've taken liver supplements for the last 20 years. and nothing has felt like this before. If you are feeling nauseous when you eat fat, if you're waking up in the middle of the night, if you feel like the food that you're eating is just getting stored as fat and you're not using it as energy, that is your liver. And accelerated liver core is comprehensive. It helps clear out the toxins, supports the brain health and your sleep. We have combined Ayurvedic, traditional Chinese medicine, South American rainforest herbs, and modern nutraceuticals, working all together to tackle all angles of the liver health, from detoxification to clearing out the gallbladder to releasing those stones. We have ingredients like philanthus, known as the stone breaker, to go after those stones. Tugka, which a lot of you have heard about, a bile acid that aids in that liver regeneration and protects the brain cells. But then you've got ingredients like Palperera that you've never heard of, that is known and has research studies to help with liver cancer and cirrhosis and hepatitis, more serious conditions. What sets this apart is the quality and the careful synergy of the ingredients. We don't just fairy dust these ingredients in the supplement so that we can put it on the label. We have measured out the exact ratios to get the most out of each herb in the formula, and to help with the maximum absorption and cellular effectiveness. It helps reduce inflammation, supports your overall immune system, and you'll have better digestion, clearer skin. Why clearer skin? I always say when someone comes to me with a skin issue, it's never about the skin. It's about your liver and your detoxification, because your skin's your largest detox organ. So if your liver can't handle it, it's just going to come out of your skin. So for those parents of kids with acne, we need to address the liver health and the gut before we even do anything topically. But also, that is also a sign that your liver is tapped. So accelerated liver care. This is something everybody should be on daily. And you can throw in the accelerated liver flush cleanse a few times a year to really get all those stones out and flush things out. But what I'm so excited about is there's so many of you that are just like, I can't do a liver flush. Just by taking the accelerated liver care, your liver is going to love you and you're going to get measurable results. Next is the accelerated ancient salt and electrolytes. So I mentioned potassium being an issue. So if you're having cramps at night, that is a sign you're low on electrolytes. If you're working out during the day, if you're doing a sauna, if you're in the heat, you need more electrolytes. But even if you're just sedentary, you do need to be supplementing with electrolytes. And accelerated ancient salt has over 62 minerals. It's not just the sodium, it's the potassium, the magnesium, all of the electrolytes that you need and the minerals. And you can also use Olaloa or Quintessential. Those are also great options as well to help with the vitamins, electrolytes, and minerals that your body is needing. Magnesium is especially valuable for calming the nervous system, supporting GABA. I like taking magnesium at night. Taking it during the day might make you sleepy, actually. So make sure you take it at night if you're feeling sleepy during the day. It calms down that alert mode and gets you ready for that sleep. It also boosts dopamine, which helps lift your mood and setting you up for a more restful night. If blood sugar is an issue, if your A1C is high, if you have insulin resistance, you can add in the accelerated fast. And this is a tool by help managing your insulin resistance, lowers your blood sugar, supports liver health. It cleanses your liver a little bit, but it also helps stabilize that blood sugar, heal the gut, gives you that little break in the morning when you can fast. So you take your accelerated fast, you wait a few hours until you actually eat, and that's going to give your body extra hours to heal that gut for better nutrient absorption, get rid of the bloat, all of the things. But then you're also going to be stabilizing that blood sugar. And insulin resistance is connected to most every single disease. So this is something that we have to really address. Now, what's happened with the pandemic and the spike protein is insulin. There's been a hyper responsive insulin and a blood sugar dysregulation away from changing your diet or your lifestyle regimen. And that's where we have to be even more vigilant about taking care of our blood sugar, and accelerated fast can help do that. It also makes you feel great, so you can actually do a fasted workout in the morning. Accelerated cellular detox powder. It's known as the super gut hero, but it also soaks up those toxins that are inhibiting our liver's function and that are in our brain, and it takes it out of our body very quickly and easily and gently. You do it right before bed. People do say and report that they sleep better when they stay on a regimen of doing the accelerated cellular detox powder right before bed. I like to do the accelerated liver care an hour before bed, and then the detox powder an hour later, right before bed. And that combo is fantastic because you're kicking out the toxins with the liver care, and then you're soaking them up with the cellular detox powder right before you sleep. It reduces inflammation, restores the balance in your digestive tract. It's also going to help carry out excess cholesterol and dietary fat from the body. So that is also a bonus. And then I had mentioned the liver flush cleanse. So this combines the liver care with some other supplements to soften the stones in your liver and gallbladder for 2 weeks. And then what you do is you do a flush at the end. That flush at the end, it's a drink of olive oil and citrus fruit, and a lot of magnesium to create diarrhea and relax the gallbladder duct to let everything just flush out. And you will feel amazing because you're getting out all of these little hundreds to thousands of stones that are inhibiting the function of your liver. So hopefully this helps. We want to also address the diet. You want to focus on that wild animal protein. That's not only going to give you the nutrients that your body needs for good, stable mood and blood sugar and overall function, but it's going to stabilize that blood sugar and that insulin. Fill in with the fruits and vegetables on the accelerated food guide. Stay away from the processed foods. They steal ATP and energy from your body. They do not give you energy, and they do create this loop of high and low blood sugar, and they create inflammation in the brain and the body, and they will wake you up at night. Processed foods are going to derail your sleep. Now, a bonus supplement, accelerated colloidal gold. Gold has been known for thousands of years to help with mood, anxiety, increase IQ, and sleep. And I've had clients say, oh my gosh, my child asks for their gold because they feel it. And children don't have that placebo effect. They just know what they know, right? And so it actually helps improve the sleep quality and calm the brain down. And then I had mentioned magnesium with electrolytes, but you want to be taking a magnesium that is the array of magnesiums. And that is why I do like the Magnesium Breakthrough. It has all 7 types of magnesiums for all the different functions in your body. Every one of us is depleted of magnesium, including me. It's very difficult to have enough magnesium in your body. My last tip is my Healy device. This is the cherry on top. It's got a sleep restorative program that I've been doing, and factually, my Aura Ring says, yep, your body likes this, and you're getting more minutes in your deep sleep and REM sleep, and you're falling asleep faster, and it is tracking my sleep. I can't deny it. And it's got some programs for anxiety, depression, also a program to take you into sleep and a program to bring you out of sleep. So you can wear it at night. You can do the program to help you fall asleep. Maybe put in there some fat burning programs or immune boosting programs or mood boosting programs, and then the program to help you come out of sleep, help set your adrenal balance. This has been a game changer, and you can also find this Hiwi device on Accelerated Health products as well. So it has over 60,000 different programs. Whatever you can think of, it's really amazing. So you want to, with your schedule, stick to a sleep schedule. Do not change your sleep schedule on the weekends. If you can, try to wake up at the same time. Your body likes a schedule, just like when you were, I was a mom of 3 young babies, right? And we put them on a sleep schedule. They wanted to know when they were going to wake up. They wanted to know when you were going to put them to bed. That's just the human nature. Create that relaxing bedtime routine. I love taking baths at night. I love walking my dogs for just a short bit right before bed. Limit the caffeine and the alcohol. The alcohol might help you fall asleep. Then it's going to wake you up in the middle of the night because why? The liver is having to process oh my goodness. It is processing that toxin and it does not like it. It is a poison. So it is processing that poison and it will wake you up. Caffeine is that stimulant. It will keep you awake. Now you want to get that morning sunlight. So as soon as the sun comes up, go out and look at it for a few minutes. That will set your circadian rhythm. It is so important. And that dark bedroom and managing stress. So all of those things are key for creating that sleep routine that is then going to protect your brain, because short term it's going to affect your next day. Long term it's going to prevent those neurodegenerative diseases that we were talking about. So thanks for listening. Our discussion does not have to stop here. If you're feeling lost in the supplement world, no worries. I'm here to help. I know it can be confusing. Start by getting your free supplement protocol. Head to SaraBantaHealth.com, complete the form, and I will personally put together a protocol for you. Follow me on social media at Accelerated Health Products and join the free group coaching. I know we went through a lot of supplements. You might be going, okay, now I don't know which ones are right for me. Email me through that protocol form and I will put together the right ones for you. Find this podcast at Accelerated Health with Sara Banta on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, E360, iHeartRadio, and over 100 different platforms. And share this podcast with your friends. I know you know a few people who aren't sleeping and they might need some of these tips. You can use coupon podcast10 to get 10% off your first order. Remember, I'm live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, so join me next time for more ways to unlock your health potential.